Hey there everyone, this is Ethano and we're playing Dragon Age 2. In the last part I made some promises I probably won't keep in this part. Because I want to do things in a slightly different order than was headed. So we're at our desk at home, and we got some letters from Ethenril. That was already there before, so was this. The Black Emporium is one of the DLC packs. You can feel free to read it, but basically it's an invitation to the Black Emporium. We might hit that place up today. Probably not. This is from Sebastian, or... Okay, so it's from Chanter Taletha, whatever. But it's about Sebastian, and Bait and Switch, which activates a quest for Ethenril. We're going to be doing that right now. So she said go to Lowtown at night, I believe it said. This, by the way, I don't think I showed it off. I may have. You can go places in Kirkwall at night as well as during the day, and things will be different. There'll be more stuff there, and often quests specifically take place at night.
Never a shortage of idiots who think they can take the streets in the dark, but good reward in getting rid of them.
That means that there are thugs out tonight, basically. And we can speak to someone in the Hanged Man to get money for killing them. Oops. There we go. See, it's a lot more impressive when, it actually kills people. I'm going to... Oh, I can't. Well. Is that everyone? I think that's everyone. That's
Always
everyone.
calling and getting rid of idiots, especially thugs who hit the streets just because it's dark.
Anyway, now we can speak to this guy.
Ah! Sweet mother of Parth. You can't just run up on someone like that. Are you the human Ethenril told me about? The one looking for work?
Did you think I was going to attack you?
Oh, no. All right. Hope not. Anyhow, my apologies, human. I haven't been on the surface very long. I keep thinking I'll fall up into that sky any minute.
Bartrand used to be like that. Got jumpy every time he stepped outside.
What a bizarre thing to be scared of.
But I digress. I need some help. Rather badly, in fact. Some product of mine has been misplaced. The men who were supposed to deliver it decided not to. If you retrieve my property, I could reward you handsomely.
Just what did these men steal?
Did I say steal? I don't know if I would go that far. They seemed like perfectly reasonable smugglers. They smiled and everything. The goods are valuable, however, and illegal. And my client wants them very, very badly. You know how these Templars can be.
You're smuggling lyrium to the Templars.
Maker's breath. Between the Chantry, the Carta, and the Coterie.
By the Paragons, not so loudly. My word. I'm not cut out for this. I should have taken that job sweeping stables like Mother insisted.
Well, this better be worth
Make it worth my time and I'll help you.
Oh, I will. Or I'll try to. The gentlemen conduct their business at night in a little hovel within the alienage. If you have to kill them, then I guess it can't be avoided. But I'm sure they'll be reasonable.
So not a very smart man. Also, I probably should have kept Aveline out of the party for this, just to avoid that, but sometimes it can't be helped. I mean, I could, of course, just reload and re-record, but I had enough of that yesterday. You'll notice that these guys are named in the same style as the last group that we fought. Basically what happens is once you wipe out the street presence of any given gang, you often get a quest to assault their base. And that causes that particular group to no longer attack you on the streets. I don't think they respawn anyway, but it's money and XP and all the good things. Very occasionally there's a unique item in it or something like that. Whoops. But as it stands, not dangerous, just a little time consuming. I'm probably going to start cutting out most of battles eventually. There we go. That's how two-handed abilities are supposed to be used. Hit 2 or 3 people at once. Ideally flat out kill the weak ones. This is the Elven Alien Edge in Kirkwall, by the way. I don't think we've been down this way yet. It's a lot less infested during the day, usually. It's worth noting that in an unmodded game, Varric is a freaking beast for DPS because Bianca levels up with him, and I think it's the only game, the only weapon in the game that normally does. So he's usually outputting more damage than Hawk. Now the Enigma of Kirkwall codex entries are absolutely worth reading. I suggest you read them, and only them. Just pause the video, take a quick look. We'll be finding, I think, 8 more of those, at least 8 more of those, over the course of the game. And they kind of tell a story that explains much of what happens in Kirkwall. That, you know, even there, kind of makes you see that maybe not all of what Varric says, you know, when he's telling this story is complete lies. Of course, he's still playing up the number of things that we're fighting by probably several dozen times, but
They were clearly expecting someone.
Answer's goods are probably in that chest.
remember to do that. There we go. And
It's empty.
yes.
Waste of bloody time. Who put us up to this?
I guess we have no choice but to go back to Anso and tell him.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the elf. Who is that?
It doesn't matter. We were told to kill whoever enters the house.
What elf? Exactly. So, yeah. Feels good when you can get off something like that. Just mow down an entire line of people with a couple of skills. On harder difficulties, it pays to actually coordinate your character's attacks. You know, get someone brittle. Oh geez, that's not a good thing to have happen. Get someone brittled by an ice spell and then smash them with, you know, Mighty Blow or Scythe, I think, when it's upgraded. So, that was not quite what we were expecting. Actually, I forgot about that part too.
I don't know who you are, friend, but you made a serious mistake coming here.
Sure.
Lieutenant, I want everyone in the clearing, now! Captain!
Huh.
Your men are dead, and your trap has failed. I suggest running back to your master while you can.
You're going nowhere, slave!
I am not a slave. I apologize. When I asked Anso to provide a distraction for the hunters, I had no idea they'd be so numerous.
Meet Fenris.
Don't worry, we do this sort of thing often.
Impressive. My name is Fenris. These men were Imperial bounty hunters, seeking to recover a Magister's lost property, namely myself. They were trying to lure me into the open. Crude as their methods were, I could not face them alone. Thankfully, Anso chose wisely.
Everything Anso said was a lie, then?
Not everything. Your employer was simply not who you believed.
If you couldn't fight them, why not just run?
There comes a time when you must stop running, when you turn and face the tiger.
That seems like a lot of effort to find one slave.
It is.
Does this have something to do with those markings?
Yes. I imagine I must look strange to you. I did not receive these markings by choice. Even so, they have served me well. Without them, I would still be a slave.
Anso's job did seem a little too easy.
Perhaps the deception was unnecessary. If so, I am sorry. I've become too accustomed to hiding. If I may ask, what was in the chest? The one they kept in the house?
It was empty.
I suppose it was too much to hope for. Even so, I had to know.
You're expecting something else?
I was, but I shouldn't have. It was bait, nothing more.
All that for an empty chest.
No, there's more.
A better job.
It's as I thought. My former master accompanied them to the city. I know you have questions, but I must confront him before he flees. I will need your help.
Well, lead the way.
Looks like it's going to be a long night.
I will find a way to repay you. I swear it. The Magister is staying at a mansion in Hightown. Meet me there as soon as you can. We must enter before morning.
This, like most quests, has no time limit on it as long as you do it within this act. But we're heading that way. So I'll see you in Hightown unless there's a conversation, basically.
No one has left the mansion, but I've heard nothing within. Denarius may know we're here. I wouldn't put it past him.
I could stand to know a little more about this Denarius.
He is a Magister of the Tevinter Imperium.
Oh, is that all? Nothing to worry about, then.
There, he is a wealthy mage with great influence. Here, he is but a man who sweats like any other when death comes for him.
What's the worst that could happen?
I do not fear death. That does not mean we should be reckless.
Personally, I wish he just said what the thing said. So Fenris, as you may have guessed, is one of the...
I am not afraid of you, Denarius.
That's right, alert him. He's one of the primary party
Everyone
members.
stay still and try not to make any loud noises.
Oh, good catch.
I love doing that.
We should really set him up. Fenris, as you may have noticed, is a warrior. He is a two-handed weapon-using warrior, so we'll be keeping him around basically long enough to get a rivalry out of him. And the reason for that is this will become very obvious very quickly. Fenris does not like mages. We like mages. we try to help mages whenever we can. And so anything that we do that helps mages in any way, Fenris takes offense to. It can't be helped, but it also means that we're not going out of our way to make him happy. I tried to do that in my first run through, and it just didn't really work for me. That's good, I think. Yeah, we don't have anything better to equip him with right now either. Not that I'm entirely certain that we can. But let's get to it. Shades, not used a whole lot in the first game, but if you don't remember, shades are what happens when demons kind of give themselves physical bodies in the prime material, I guess you would call it.
He sends spirits to do his fighting for him.
Denarius, can you hear me? Your pets cannot stop us.
Actually, we should really lead with Varric. Yeah, it's a little odd that they're so common here. Is that all of it? Okay. The traps don't do a whole lot to you, but you do get a free sovereign for disarming them, so it is absolutely worth it to, like, when you know there's going to be traps around, basically lead with a thief, whatever your highest cunning thief is, and just try not to step in anything. It can get hard because they only see traps at very close distances. It's unfortunate that way, but you know, you can make hundreds of sovereigns just disarming stuff, and the value cannot be understated. I don't think there's anything else here. I don't remember where everything is exactly. I know that there is something here I'm pretty sure I missed my first time around. Like an armor upgrade? Of course, look at me leading with someone who can't see traps, because, well, do as I say, not as I do. Let's just put it that way. This could get dangerous quickly. I want to keep those away from Varric, that's for sure. Alrighty. Nothing in there. A key in there. Okay. Was it in here? Was it this chest? No. Could have sworn. Oh well. Oh. This way. Arcane Horror. Always fun. Just make sure it dies fast. And then the rest of it's cleanup. Lots and lots of cleanup.
Gone. I'd hoped... No, it doesn't matter any longer.
Why so
I
serious?
assume Denarius left valuables behind. Take them if you wish. I need some air.
At least Fenris is reasonable that way. He knows I'm gonna loot the place. Huh. One of those might have been good. And some money off of the Arcane Horror. Yeah, nothing. just gotta leave the place now.
It never ends. I escaped a land of dark magic, only to have it hunt me at every turn. It is a plague burned into my flesh and my soul. And now I find myself in the company of even more mages.
You can speak to me directly.
I saw you casting spells inside. I should have realized sooner what you really were. You harbor a viper in your midst. It will turn on you and strike when you least expect. That is in its nature.
My sister is stronger than you think.
You tell him, brother.
I'm not blind. I know magic has its uses, and there are undoubtedly mages with good intentions. But even the best-intentioned mage can fall prey to temptation. And then their power is a curse to inflict upon others.
No one's stopping you from moving on, you know.
I imagine I appear ungrateful. If so, I apologize, for nothing could be further from the truth. I did not find Denarius, but I still owe you a debt. Here is all the coin I have, as Anso promised. Should you find yourself in need of assistance, I would gladly render it.
Are you going to have a problem with my companions?
I will watch them carefully if we travel together. I can promise no more.
You've said Denarius is a magister, but little else.
In Tevinter, the Magisters hold all the power. Over the Chantry, over the Imperial Court, over life itself.
That's a little dramatic.
It is nothing for one to own a slave. Denarius had many, but none he valued so much as me.
Then how did you get away?
Is it not enough that I did?
Violence?
I carved my path to freedom in blood. I left that life behind.
I like that.
Yet his bounty hunters follow me no matter where I go. I will run no longer.
Your old master must want something more than just a runaway slave.
He doesn't want me at all, just the markings on my skin. They are lyrium, burned into my flesh to provide the power that Denarius required.
I bet
of
that
his
felt
pet.
good.
And now he wishes his precious investment returned, even if he must rip it from my corpse.
I don't see that going very well for you.
Neither do I. The truth is, I know nothing of the ritual that placed these markings on me. It was Denarius's choice, one he now regrets.
That heart icon, by the way, represented flirting with Fenris, which we're not interested in.
Do you think your master will keep chasing you?
He is too proud not to. Perhaps one day the hunt will cost him more than he is willing to pay, but I doubt that matters any longer.
Is there anything left? This one.
I've seen some of your abilities. Do they come from those markings?
Some. All I know is that even in the Imperium, warriors such as myself are rare. Perhaps they believe I should feel honored.
I'm planning an expedition I might need help with.
Fair enough. Should you ever have need of me, I will be here. If Denarius wishes his mansion back, he is free to return and claim it. Beyond that, I am at your disposal.
So yeah, we'll be keeping Fenris around, as I said, probably just long enough to get his rivalry maximized. I'm sure he's a nice guy when there's not mages around, but, you know, I keep a minimum of one. So, I think that's it. In the next part, we'll do the Anders thing, for real this time. I wanted to get Fenris because there's a lot of opportunity for rivalry in the Anders quest, because speaking kindly to a mage is pretty much what triggers it. So we'll do that, and hopefully we'll get his rivalry maximized soon so he can go back to someone better like Aveline. But until then, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.